Salute, 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 everybody. I know the drill. This is live, so if you're watching the replay, you might want to jump to about the 2 minute mark because I'm gonna give an opportunity for people to get in the room. I'm gonna take a second to get some juice real quick, and then we'll talk about a few things while we wait. Also, pardon anybody if this fan is too loud, but it's happening. All right. So we're gonna talk about everything that transpired. I know a lot of y'all saw it. There was a lot of people watching it live. Um, to me, an overall disappointing night. I won't even lie. Um, but before we get to that, I want to salute Epske and T Bull. Salute to both these dudes because I find it hilarious. Yeah, if you don't know, they bootleg game, and it's just even more funny when someone tries to bootleg something that's free. You know what I'm saying? So I went back and forth, not back and forth, but I went on their comment section and said something. It's all love. I just found it hilarious, like how you sitting there trying to bootleg something that it was free. Everybody had the opportunity to see it, but probably been stealing so long is just part of your everyday thing. Now you just steal naturally. Fucking go to a free brunch and just be stealing food for no fucking reason. Um, yes, all right, man. So we at the 2 minute mark, so I'll just start getting into it. First off, there was I don't know what was going on. Supposedly, and again, I'm telling you straight up, I don't know. I'm just saying, it was a big delay at the beginning of all this shit. The beginning of the stream, there was a big delay. I heard on one side it had something to do with a media member and I don't know having a disagreement with a battle rapper. I don't know how true that is because I only saw it from like two people, and both the people I saw are normally trolls. Um, then the other thing that I saw was that they were saying that even though people were tweeting or in the live chat, Yora had said that NJT was there. There was people saying he wasn't there. They were trying to find him. Again, these are all rumors. I'm telling you 100% that I don't know. I don't know what of this was true. I don't know what of this was real. I'm only saying the same thing that everybody was seeing on the live stream. You was watching the live stream. You saw the comment section, and this is stuff that was being said by both people who were there, who said something, but they limited what they said, and then there was people who were there, who were telling people who were outside of the venue, like in their homes. People were putting that out there. Then came the whole thing with people saying that there was a possibility that Swamp and Turtle wasn't gonna happen. So, like, overall, I don't know what the hell the problem is. I really don't know what direction any of that was going. But it's just one of those things that is like there's no way in general that after all this time of waiting, after all of this, that it's only 3 battles. There's no way that we should have had to sit there and wait as long as we did for 3 battles to take place, especially when 2 of them were part of the tournament. So unless the story really is that they were waiting for everybody else who were part of the tournament to actually show up, it doesn't make sense. What also could make sense is that the stream took so long because they did the whole lottery pick. They did the whole lottery pick of guys who was going to be in the next tournament. Um, which I find kind of weird that they got that tournament starting off 2 weeks right after Gnome, when they got guys on there who are gonna be on Gnome. Saga and Mike P are both gonna be on Gnome. I don't know if anybody else, off the top of my head, I can't think of who else, but yeah, they're gonna be on Gnome. So I don't know if they already knew that and they still decided to be a part of the tournament. If that's the case, that's their fault. You can't be mad at the league for that. You know what I'm saying? Other thing that I found so weird is how the hell they had all those dudes there. Everybody had no mask on, and they all up on each other like that. Like even in some of the footage you see of interviews and all of that, you see dudes shaking each other hand, hugging. Listen, ain't no way in damn hell URL don't be wanting to pay these dudes to begin with. You think URL's sitting there paying for testing and all of that? Then you see some of these dudes all out there with masks on, but the mask is hanging off the edge of their face, but they still hugging everybody and talking in each other's faces and like I'm just like, yo, man. There was some footage I seen of guys pulling up in the car all together. It was like Loso, Amin, and like two other people all in the same car. Nobody had, well, I think Loso was the only one with a mask on. Like, I'm seeing all of this and I'm like, yo, my man, how y'all got a warehouse in the middle of the woods with all these people and still you got like what was the point? You gotta think about it. There's a camera crew there, there's a bunch of people there. Why the hell you got all them people in them little ass space all together like that? Like you couldn't do the tournament announcements. Remember, you had Danny Myers and Emerson Kennedy, who was smart. The both of them two stood home and did the whole lottery pick off of Zoom, which I don't know why the hell they just didn't do that with everybody. What was the point of flying everybody there for them to do the lottery pick? I mean, I understand that when we think about it, the diamond it wouldn't have worked the same. Like, dude, everybody wouldn't have been able to pick their card or pick. So I understand from that standpoint. But to bring all them people there just to flip some cards, I don't know, man. For me, I felt like you could have just put it in a bag or something like that, shook the shit up, and just pick names out of the hat while everybody was on Zoom. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I found that whole situation to be wild. And I saw a franchise. I remember seeing a picture of franchise at the airport. Now, franchise is from Canada. I didn't know that you was allowed to fly from Canada into America. I know that driving and you can't do it unless you're an essential worker. And you have to have some form of ID in order for you to cross the border in a car or something like that. From my understanding, they was only allowing like work trucks and stuff like that. So that's why I was like kind of confused when I seen franchise in the airport, and then I seen the night before. Then I see him there at the event, and I'm like, yo, fam. And then if you franchise, I understand it's 25,000 on the line, but that shit wasn't worth getting no virus, my man. You could have did the Zoom chat just like Danny Myers did, and just like Emerson Kennedy did. You know, so I don't know what was the point of doing all of that, man. I have to be honest, a 25K tournament that isn't taking place till July isn't worth me catching anything and bringing something back to my family. That's my thoughts on it. We'll get into the salute, man. So let's get into the actual battle. So the first battle was Jada Nightwing versus Rubando. I have to tell you, man. I've said this. I know you guys have heard me say this. I haven't seen a complete battle yet that has impressed me in this tournament. But we've seen guys have impressive moments, impressive rounds, but not a complete battle. And this happened. This is more the same today. In that tournament yesterday, Rubando versus Jada Nightwing. I have to be honest. Jada Nightwing's first round was just crazy. That was crazy. But he's been giving us dope rounds. Honestly speaking, I felt like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he chose to go first. And because I remember him tweeting some shit out like that, like saying, yo, I'm going first. And I just felt like he out the gate set the tone, and it was a continuation of what we seen him do before in this tournament. And Rubando goes and, you know, he's having a hard time getting through his material too, and his material just ain't hitting. But what I can say is Rubando's energy in that first round was dope. I definitely thought his energy was dope in that first round. He goes into his second round. Was it the second round? I can't remember if it was the first or I think it was the second round I gave to Rubando. I believe it was the second round I gave to Rubando. And I felt like he just like lost his shit. And then it was the second round. Like Jada Nightwing had a very good second round. And I'm like, damn, Rue, like this dude just hit you with 2 crazy rounds. Damn, what you gonna do? Like, the energy was there for Rue Bando, but everything else just wasn't hitting. I'm like, fuck. And what happens? Rue goes crazy in that second round. He goes crazy on that second round. Even when they interviewed Jay tonight, when he said it himself, he wasn't expecting that. And then we get to the third round. But if you listen to the material, no man said, yeah, Bando had a dope second. Yeah. When you listen to Jada Nightwing's material in the first and second round, he was telling Rubando, a little too cocky, but he was telling Rubando, he said it in a face off too, like, yo, like I could sit up there and choke and do all of that, and I'm still gonna win this battle. Like trying to say, you're so horrible, I'm gonna win this just by being here. And the problem was in that third round, that's how Jada Nightwing played that third round. He played that third round like, man, let me just float some bullshit out here. You can't beat it anyway. And it was a horrible choice. And this is what I tell people all the time about sacrificing a round. You cannot sacrifice a round in battle rap, A. And B, you can't sacrifice a round if your other two isn't guaranteed bulletproof. If you don't have 2 rounds of straight haymakers or straight crazy angles or something like that, or really, then sacrificing a round really fucking hurts you, and especially in a judged environment. I always talk about the Cortez Head Ice situation, their second battle. I thought it was clear, just like everybody else, that Cortez was beating Head Ice in the first 2 rounds. I thought it was clear. And then he sacrifices third. And what happens? They end up giving the battle to Head Ice. So it was a bad choice on Cortez's part. But we've seen this in judged battles in general. Guys let off steam or take their foot off the gas, mostly in their third rounds, thinking that there's no guarantees, especially in a competition. You cannot guarantee that, hey, you know what? There's no way this dude could beat these rounds. That's impossible. So even if Jada Nightwing had a solid third round, he could have clearly won that, but he didn't do that. And he didn't expect Rubando to have such a crazy second round. So what happens? He left the door open in the third round for Rubando to take this battle. And it shouldn't have happened that way. It shouldn't have happened that way. What happens? Rubando looking like he about to take over. Choking. Stumbling, choking. In all reality, when we look at this, when we take what actually happened, right? Because we can look back on it now. When we take what actually happened, I was commenting this live as it was happening. Like, yo, Jada Nightwing left that door open. Rule, it's up to you. You can win this battle right now. You can pull off an upset or upset. You going to Nome to battle for $25,000. What happens? He beats himself, stumbling, fumbling, choking through that third round. He hurt himself. He hurt himself badly because how embarrassing would it have been had he even had a decent third round? Jada Nightwing had an okay third round. It was a short third round. Rubando just had to sit out there and do a mixtape verse and would have took that battle. And Jada Nightwing would have been out there looking stupid. And Rubando would have been on his way to Nome, having a great, now putting his name on the same card as greats, being on a legendary card as Nome. Nome is normally, Nome and Summer Madness, in terms of URL, is normally the biggest events that they throw. So you get a Nome spot on the card with greats, making history, and get a shot at 25,000, and that's what you do. You pretty much choke that shit up, man. That was wild. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I'm not going to kill him too much because I'm pretty sure he even waking up this morning beyond upset with himself. Because, at the end of the day, he beat himself. All right, let's move on to the next battle. The next battle was, then we had this whole long drawn out shit, and that was the whole thing that everybody was pissed off, including myself. Because that's when all the rumors was happening, like whether or not Twerk was around. The problem was they couldn't find him. Then they're saying that they don't think he's prepared. Then some people saying no, they were trying to mic him up. There was this whole thing that lasted I think over a half an hour. He finally comes. I ain't gonna lie, the look on his face when Swamp first started that first round. I don't think that he was expecting that. And Swamp got crazy with him in that round. And overall, right? Because ain't no need to sit here and go, you know. I felt Swamp won clearly. I felt he won clearly. Um, I really think that we were in a situation where you saw in the face off the night before, New Jersey Twerk saying he don't prepare. He's been saying this for a long time. Either he doesn't prepare at all, he prepares the night before or the night of. You know, you've heard people brag, which I don't think is something to be bragging about, how they in the club the night before a battle when he's in there coming up with bars in the club, and they like, oh, he's an alien for that. Anyway, Swamp showed up from the beginning to just let them know he wasn't playing, and you could tell he took every bit of that serious. Now I will say this: in that second round, New Jersey Twerk was coming with some shit, man. And the thing was, he did have some heavy bars throughout the whole battle. New Jersey Twerk, he had some heavy bars. I won't lie, and I'm not trying to start no nonsense, but it was like one or two lines there I thought I heard before. But you know, who knows? Excuse me. He been caught recycling before. He don't care. He gonna keep doing it. So if he did recycle anything, it's not like he's gonna give a fuck. He don't. And that's the problem here. The problem here is Swamp had a very good showing, but still everybody is talking about Twerk. And that shit is bothering me because I'm like, yo, they were saying, including Twerk, how Swamp needed to earn his place and all of that. You didn't watch that battle and feel like Swamp was earning his place. You didn't watch that battle and feel like he was showing you that he belonged in. So how is it that no one is really talking? I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say 70% of the battle rap community is making excuses and all that and trying to back Twerk up and not looking at the other 30% who are saying the right thing. We should be celebrating Swamp right now. We should be celebrating Swamp. And I've said it in many other blogs, including the last one. Like, yo, my man, Swamp, I respect how he's came into this game. Not trying to be nobody's fucking friend and none of that. It's like he's respectfully telling you, I want smoke with all of y'all. And I don't see what's the problem. I don't understand why people don't like that. That's why I hate that Twerk choke. Listen, let me tell you something. I see people making excuses for it. I see people, oh, you know, we can't kick him while he's down. Shut your ass up. He been telling you for God knows how long and showing you for how long he don't care. And that's where I look at URL. And I'm like, yo, URL, like, what are you going to do in this situation? But again, you know what? Let's put that to the side for a second, because we already know URL ain't going to do shit about it. Let's celebrate Swamp. Let's look at what Swamp did and like, yo, my man. Not only that, in that building, you know how much gas was going on? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You know, and then you got to remember, you had people who were real tight with him in there. But no, Swamp was in there with like two other dudes, and he did his thing. He wasn't rattled. He wasn't nothing. Again, it's like he's showing y'all, and I don't know if he belonged there. But now it's time to start giving that man some names and showing him that you appreciate what he's willing to do. Not only that, let's keep it real. In battle rap, there's not that many unique people, and the unique people really stand out. You got to think about it. Whether it's his accent, whether it's his demeanor, whether it's how he promote, whether it's any of that, he's made himself stand out that much more. And then he showed up and gave you a dope showing, like, yo, my man, you have to salute that man and start saying, yo, okay, when do we start pushing him? Because we're pushing other guys who clearly don't give a fuck. I want to see him get his opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing Swamp versus Geechee Gotti. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think there's a lot of matchups out there for him, but I think the one that everybody, including me, really want to see is him and T-Top. You know, there's that whole storyline with them two. You know, and on top of that, man, let's keep it real. If he could stand there and even have a debatable with T-Top, what does that do for him? That does wonders for him. T-Top, regardless of what you think, and I know people always bring up that the whole shit that happened on the stage with Briz and Mook and all of that shit. And I know that was a bad look for T Top, but we're talking about rapping here, and let's keep it real. There's not many people who can keep up with T Top. T Top can do a lot. He can do a whole lot. So if Swamp could get in there and make it debatable, my man, then you definitely know. First off, I think that you have a guy on the verge of being a star. But if he can get a battle like a T Top, something like that, and have an incredible showing, I think he catapults him there. Because to me, there is such thing as a good loss. What up, my brother? Swamp and T Top is gonna be fire. I need to see more from Swamp. Yeah, I agree. Salute my brother Rock Marciano. Um, the thing in this situation is, and I tweeted it to Swamp, was, yo, my man, congratulations, but don't let up. Don't let up. Salute Darian. Swamp clearly leader of his class. Yeah, but here's the thing. When you got guys who are showing you they don't care, and then you got guys like a Swamp, you gotta put your energy into that. You have to take Swamp, you have to take a Jay the Nightwing, you have to take a Real Sick, right, and put them at the forefront. Maybe even Hands. Hands is one of my favorite. And these are guys that you got to look at and start looking at the dudes who showing you they don't give a fuck or playing around doing all this. And this is who you got to start molding. Not molding, because URL don't build anybody. They take guys from other leagues. What I'm saying is you could take these guys and start giving them the push like you did a Chess, like you did a Tay-Rock, like you did all those guys. So I'm going to make it debatable, but I didn't see the end of that comment. Yeah, like you gotta take advantage of these guys in terms of the looks that you can give them when you clearly have other people who know. And then you got a guy like Swamp who, and all the guys I mentioned that people are starting to gravitate towards. So when that starts happening, you got to make the best of that. They said Swamp will make it debatable, but we all know that T Top is the Angle King right now. He is. Salute, battle rap is everything. They said Chaos is in his class. Swamp need to take a plate or two in between T Top and Rock. Well, the truth of the matter is, we don't know that he's gonna get Tay Rock. Not gonna lie, he could die against T Top. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Salute, King. Middle Finger TV. Salute. I agree. I feel like T Top is OD dangerous for the best of the best out there. So let alone a guy like Swamp, but that's what I'm saying. It's a such thing as a good loss. Of course, I want Swamp to go in there trying to win that battle. T-Top is one of my favorites. I want to see Swamp go in there and try to kill T-Top. Can he kill him? Anything can happen. Is it likely that he's going to kill him? No. Can he win? Yes. Can he make it debatable? Yes. And again, that's what I'm saying about good losses. I'm a big combat sport fan, MMA, boxing, and there is a such thing as a great loss. You can go in there and put on a hell of a show for everybody. Not only show them that you can fight, but make it exciting, make it entertaining. Make people gravitate towards you. And you could have lost. You could have got knocked the fuck out, which I've seen in boxing. I've seen guys fight a crazy fight for 6-7 rounds and then get put on their ass and get put to sleep. And guess what? People like myself and many others gotta salute him, because the heart he just showed while putting on a dope ass performance, the fact that he was willing to go in there and get knocked out while trying to knock the other guy out, means I want to see him again. I want to see that guy fight again. I can't wait to see that guy fight again, because you want to see guys who want to fight, and they want to fight to prove a point. They don't want to be in the ring just to get a check. And that's not too far off from battle rap, except ain't nobody punching you in your mouth. Said, let me read some of these. Said, nah, save the T-Top battle for later. Nah, I think T-Top battle, I think you better off doing that before the Tay-Rock battle. Honestly, because chances are, Tay-Rock ain't just going to take that battle. He might be sitting around for a long time. T-Top said he'll do it right now as long as, they willing to pay. King said, Top different. Swamp has a major challenge. Hell yeah. Middleman Hooker versus Poirier was a crazy fight. It was an OD crazy fight. I love that fight. That was crazy. With Joel Slew, he said, your man Ace is a choke artist. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Then he said, Jay's in his class. He said, Swamp on his Geechee run. I want to do that yet because they're not giving him the opportunities just yet. You see T Top versus Arsenal. T Top dug himself out of a casket and won. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say he on the Geechee run just yet because at least there were people willing to give Geechee the chance. A lot of people seem to be staying away from Swamp. And again, it could be as simple as what Twerk said, that maybe some guys were just not so receptive to how he came into the game, wanting to challenge everybody. I don't think Geechee came in the game straight telling everybody "fuck you" every chance he got. You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference on why Geechee might have got a bunch of looks beforehand. And then the other thing too, right? Because we can't ever sleep on this as a factor, was that URL might have seen Geechee's star power out the gate and made that extra push for him that maybe they're not willing to do at the moment for Swamp. Because you got to understand something. URL already has stars, so to speak, that come from the South. At that time, URL didn't have stars that came from the West. Really, really give that some thought. So it made sense for them to push Geechee for two reasons. You don't have a star who's coming from the three reasons. You don't have a star who's coming from the West. You have a young guy who everybody respects, and you having a guy who's coming from the street culture, and it will coincide great with where URL came from. So hell yeah, it makes sense for you to push Geechee in the way that you could, especially when you give him his first big look or first two big looks, and he does incredible. You know, you're not gonna really, you're not gonna business wise, you're not gonna force yourself to put up this big amount of money to get Swamp them same looks when you already got Briz, who even though Briz is from Delaware, they look at him from me like he's from Carolina. You got T Top from Carolina. You got different guys who came from the southern region in general. You got guys who came from the DMV area and all of that. You got Loso and them from Florida. You understand? So in that region, you already have guys you can look at as stars. You're not forced to push Swamp. It will be smart to push Swamp, but you're not forced to do it the way they had to with Geechee, because you had Danny Myers, who's incredible. But people don't have the same respect for Danny Myers as they would at Geechee. So it made the hell of sense for you to go and really take Geechee, knowing you don't got to pay him what it'll cost to get Disaster, what it'll cost to get a lot of these big names, and people relate to Geechee. It made all the sense in the world to do it like that. And now you have a whole coast. You understand? Because you still have Rum Nitty in them, but I don't think that was the same thing. I don't think people looked at Rum Nitty at that time like they looked at Geechee. And Rum is from Arizona, but not too many people really look at Arizona like part of the West Coast. You needed that Cali star, and that's what they got in Geechee, and that's why it makes sense for you to push him fast. But again, hopefully that's what they do with Small. I just don't think that they're gonna. I don't think at this very moment they're gonna go crazy trying to do that. I think they'll make an attempt to get him the T-top battle. If that don't work out, I could see them trying to match him with somebody else with a decent resume. But I don't think they're gonna want to break the bank to pull out Tay Rock out the gate for him. Tay. It's been rumored what Tay Rock gets paid. I don't think that you're just gonna want to do that when the flip side too is the events you're throwing, there's no crowd. So you're not making that door money. You don't want to sit there and put yourself in the space to put together like Gnome. Think of what Gnome costs. You think they can do multiple joints like that? Nah, maybe they can. Are you willing to, knowing that you can't get a door? You understand? And yeah, you're making some money off of caffeine. I don't know what their deal is. I'm gonna assume it's good since they got, stuff going on like this. But I don't know if it's just as great as what they would get had they been selling pay-per-view and door. You understand? So, we'll see. Hopefully Swamp gets the look, man. I'll be pushing for him. I think we all should be. We all should be pushing for Swamp. Alright, so we'll get into the last part of this whole shit. And I think it's embarrassing. Ace Amin versus Fonz. I respect Ace Amin's angles in terms of promoting and stuff like that. I respect how he came in the game too, challenging the vets. That's why I say you can't get mad at Swamp and disrespect Swamp for how he came in the game when Ace Amin did the same thing but more aggressively. And y'all give that a pass. Not to mention he be up in there choking all the damn time. So here we go in this situation. I thought Ace Amin was having a decent first round. Actually he was getting crazy in there first. Here he goes with the bumping fawns, like what he did with Snake Eyes. He was wilding. I don't respect that. Overall, we'll cut this whole thing short too because there's no point of going round by round on it. But I'll just say this: I felt like Fawns had a very good showing. Clearly, in the third round, he was thrown off by everything that was going on. Ace Amin looked like he knew with all the choking and everything and the way that Fawns was rapping, he knew he was losing. He starts to fight. They didn't literally get the chance to throw punches. Everybody got in between, but all the bumping and the pushing and all the extra shit. Um, you know, Ace Amin grabbing him by the arm and like that was borderline. It was. It ain't borderline. That shit was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. It was unnecessary. You came here to rap for $25,000, or you came here to get into a fight for free. Like I don't see how these two add up. And again, I won't. Had Fawns threw a punch, I wouldn't have been mad at Fawns. I wouldn't have blamed Fawns because at the end of the day, as a man, how many times am I supposed to sit there and let this dude push me around, bump me, snatch me up by the arm like I'm a little fucking kid, and I'm supposed to just sit here and just let that happen? I'm not supposed to react to him at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. And this is shit. This ain't the first time this has happened. And it's even more embarrassing because you chose to be in this tournament to try to get $25,000. I don't think he should have even made it to the semifinals. And again, like I told everybody, I'm not impressed with Ace Amin, but I don't think he's whack. I don't think he's whack. And he's definitely had a bunch of moments that I say, yo, man, this dude could rap. But I think he get caught up too much in an image, in a hype, and trying to prove something that he don't have to prove. Like, my man, you already got the resume outside of battle rap, and people respect that. You don't have to keep doing all this silly shit. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, how many times are we gonna sit here and feel like your interviews are more impressive than anything else you're doing, and then you turn around and do this shit? Come on, man. Come on, man. But it's also that same shit like I've said before when it comes to these other guys. Is that you're watching them do the dumbest shit out of all the dumbest shit, and they still getting the opportunities. So it's just like any other situation. If you could get away with the fuckery and they still gonna invest money into you and let you do whatever you want, then yeah, you gonna keep doing it. So again, do we keep blaming Ace Amin? Yes, I mean we're not gonna say that he don't have no. Of course, it's him doing it. I'm saying at some point you have to blame the league. You're the guys with the money. You are the guys who have the say so. You say what's gonna happen here and what's not gonna happen. According to y'all the worldwide leaders, right? So how is the worldwide leaders have two dudes who constantly show up and do whatever the fuck they want, and then there's no repercussions? I don't understand it. I can't understand it. And if you Ace Amin, I'm hoping that he sit back and look at this and be like, yo, nah. Because honestly, they should have disqualified him. He should have been disqualified. All that extra shit that he did. And then what happened? The battle's over. He going hugs Fawns and says, yo, it's just about competition, right? It's about competition to the point you're about to get into a fight when you're battling for $25,000. You don't get paid $25,000. I don't think in all his battles put together, I don't even know that he's made $10,000 in all his battles together. You get a chance to win $25,000 in this, and this is the shit that you do. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But again, there are people in control. Like I said, people get upset at me because I don't buy the app. If you're upset at me because I don't spend $8 a month on a fucking app that I don't have faith in how it's being run, but you don't have a problem with seeing this type of shit, and we spent our money to see, pay for pay-per-views and all that, when he did this shit with Snake Eyes, you could have ruined the whole fucking event. So if I'm the one who's running the business and I have to put my money on this, I'm not sitting here and letting you fuck up my money every time. Just not. And that will go for all of them. You want to sit here and choke every fucking time? You want to show up unprepared? You want to keep backing out of battles? You want to keep doing it? There's no way in God's green earth I would sit here and allow all that shit to happen with my money on the line. Oh, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. And then how do you sit there and explain to the people who you're doing business with that? How many times have we seen Smack get on the camera and flip out about how dudes are fucking up business? But then he keeps bringing back the same people who's fucking up business. So at some point, you look at it and say, yo, it's not really their fault. It's the enabler. Who's enabling it? Shit is embarrassing though, man, because on top of that, you gotta understand something. At some point, you don't have a worth to URL. You think other big league, you think King of the Dial, RBE want to rock with you knowing there's a chance you're going to get on their stage and start bumping and pushing people for no reason because you feel you're losing? Ace, I mean a grown-ass man. Like, that's some schoolyard, sixth grader shit that you doing up there. You feel you're losing, so let me just start some shit. Like, it was embarrassing. When Smack said battle over, I was happy about that because I felt he should have stopped that battle. And look, Fonz, you know what, Fonz, you don't even got to rap no more. Now Fonz goes and raps in his third and chokes because of all the shit that happened. Because they was about to fight, he chokes in his third, and now we all look at it and say, yo, he lost that round. Then I'm seeing people saying Ace Amin won because he choked in that round. Like, that's not foul. So Fonz was in a position to literally lose. Then you have Rita. Oh, listen, let's not get into Rita. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about Rita and all them judges. But you put him in a position to lose his chance at $25,000 because someone else wants to start a fight. And I feel that's foul, man. I feel that's foul. I mean, we with what he said. He said, first round was debatable, Melman. Rock said Ace get better every battle. I'm not even a fan. Just respect his work ethic. Okay. You can argue Ace won by technicality. No, there's no way there shouldn't have been that. There shouldn't even be an argument on it. Rock said you bugging out, yeah. But you can't let Ace advance and get emotional reckless all the time. But Joel said pack him up. Rocky was technically yes, but he ain't rapping better than the phones. Ace a $200 rap. Ace needs to go back to Gates of the Garden. Smacking your world, too worried about making money over bringing the true talent to the forefront. Salute Mike, King Mike Ryder. I agree with you about that. You know, for them that's what it's about. But let's be real, Ace is good at promoting, but he brings no other star power. You know, I just, like I said for Ace, if you don't chill out with that, when URL doesn't want to rock with you no more, what are you going to do? You're going to keep running around doing battles for $100, $200 in these small leagues, traveling everywhere, driving for 6 hours and 6 hours back in the same day because these small leagues can't even pay a fucking hotel for you because you got attitude problem and King of the Dot or RBE ain't trying to rock with you. Like, I think it's just a bad idea, man. And again, it's uncalled for. You getting paid to rap. And Ace Amin, again, what makes it embarrassing is not only is Ace Amin a grown man, but there's a dude who spent 10 years of his life in prison. Like, you come home to an opportunity to change your life, to argue with motherfuckers professionally. Because that's what battle rap is when we really break it down. You are a professional arguer, if that makes sense. You argue with motherfuckers professionally. That's what it is. So at the end of the day, how can you sit there and ruin that opportunity to pay bills and do all that, doing whatever the fuck you want and yelling in somebody's face for 15 minutes? It just don't make any sense to me. All right, well, let's move off that topic, man. Salute the Fonz. Again, you got to salute Fonz and celebrate Fonz for being professional, right? Because Fonz put up with a lot of shit before things got out of hand. And you got to give him props for making it to know. Again, I felt he had good material. Was I impressed by it? No, I wasn't. But I felt he had good material. And I'll tell you this, though. He's going to have to be 10 times better than that to beat Jay the Nightwing for $25,000 in what, 2 weeks? He got 2 weeks to come up with, in my opinion, you got to come up with a $75,000 battle. All 3 of your rounds have to be worth $25,000. I understand you only get the chance to win $25,000. But you got to make sure every one of your rounds are so bulletproof that it's worth on its own $25,000. And then that's how you're going to win this guarantee. But salute to him for making it. Same as Jay the Nightwing. So y'all saw the second tournament is going to be starting up, I think, 2 weeks after noon. And I like what's happening here. We have a lot of veteran guys, known guys on this tournament. I'm not gonna run down the list all of that. We're gonna be here forever doing that. That'll be another blog. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. But when you break this down, they're asking. Check this out, because I don't know if y'all caught this. Jay Black and Henny was talking because they were stalling for the next battle to come on. They were talking to them about whether or not they will be willing to judge the next tournament. And some of them even said they'll be willing to do it if they get paid to do it. First off, I don't think none of these judges has did so well that I would consider paying them. And y'all here in this chat, y'all give me your opinion on that. Has any of these judges done such a good job that you would consider paying? Hold on, I gotta move this fan, man. It's fucking hot. It hasn't been now one battle yet where there wasn't some sort of controversy. Right? There wasn't not one battle yet where one of the judges didn't say some ridiculous shit. And sometimes it was two judges who said some ridiculous shit. For example, you still had what's his name? Knowledge still saying Twerk beat Swamp. Rita talking about Ace Amin beat Fonz. Somebody else I think had Rubando winning Jay the Nightwing. Like yo fam, look, at the end of the day, this is what it is. I don't know that they done enough, or maybe I do feel like they did enough to get paid to judge. But they shouldn't be on this next one. And I'm sorry. I think she's nice. Everything. Think she's attractive. All of that. Rita. But I'm going to be real with you, man. That she said plenty of stuff. And it wasn't always that I disagreed with her having an opinion, because she's the judge. So yes, she has an opinion. I think it's her reasoning for shit. Her reasoning for things. You like, yo, what did you just say? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Easy the Block Captain, or one of them. She voted for them, and then came out and said, you know, cause it's Philly up in here. Philly don't ever say I never did nothing for you. I don't care if you were joking. You don't say that shit when you're a judge. When you're a judge and someone's really have to sit there and rap and do all they can for $25,000, and you get a chance to judge, but you get to sit up there and give, that's your reason? She said a bunch of dumb shit. She said a bunch of dumb shit that I'm like, yo, like, she's not the only one. Uncle Ra, I love Uncle Ra, man. Cool guy. If you ever meet him in person, he is a cool guy. I like that he's been the most straightforward out of all of these judges. But it's times too he said some crazy wild shit. There was a battle. I don't know if it was Don Marino and Easy the Block. I know there was a battle, and there was a good battle and there was a whack battle, right? And he came out and said he liked the whack battle better than the good one, and was like, "Oh, it's about time." Like, what, Rob? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Even some of his reasons sometimes, I'm like, yo, Uncle Rob, how about you just say who you thought won? Now, here's the thing. Judging is not easy. I've judged before. I've judged text battles. I've judged, and you guys know, I've had plenty of blogs. I haven't done it in a few, really last 2 months, but I haven't really broken down bars like I normally do. But I know how difficult it is to judge things, especially officially. And then it's, it's official. There's no taking that back. The problem is, I think we have to do that with more pride and less bias. And what I mean by that, have more pride and paying attention to what's being said and what's being done, and have less bias and caring about your relationships. The problem is we got a bunch of media members up there who all rely on interviews and relationships to keep their content going. I'm not saying that's all they do, but for the most part, yes. So what happens is you stuck there trying your best not to say the wrong shit, or trying not to, because you don't want to have that issue, or you're gonna be seeing people. No, you agreed to be a judge, man. You agreed to be a judge. And I do think, listen, again, I hate saying this because it sounds crazy, but even when you listen to what Anwar says, Anwar admitted that around the time, because it was Tech 9 who brought him into champion and stuff like that, right? That was Tech 9's friend. He admitted himself he didn't know much about battle rap at that point. But then he's on the big show, right? The biggest show in battle rap. Cool, no problem. Salute to you. But then when he gives his opinions, you like, your fam, like, who are we talking to here? You get not only a biased opinion, but it's for somebody who's already admit he has not been in this culture long at all. So how do you go and then start taking certain people and put them in judging situations? I would have never picked all those guys. So this is how I think this next tournament, they should have a whole new thing of judges. And this is my opinion. I said this before, but this is my opinion on what I think they should do. I do think they should have one media member. You should have one media member, but not somebody like a 15 Minutes of Fame. Or let me not say that, because 15 Minutes of Fame, I don't know if you guys know or not, they have different shows on that channel, right? It's not all Uncle Rob. But I would not put an Uncle Ra, and I would not put a Hip Hop Is Real person on there. Salute to them. I'm not trying. I'm saying you guys did the first tournament, whatever the case. You should not be on the second one because your content is based on relationships. This is not good. Knowledge got on. Listen, you can see the clip everywhere. Knowledge got on camera and said he thought Twerk beat Swamp. We're talking about choking, all of that. And this man still said Twerk beat Swamp. Whatever. I think we should have one media member, right? I think that we should have, which URL would never do, but I think you should have one league owner or former league owner. I think you should have one battle rapper, one who's not part of a team, especially someone who's not part of a team of the guys who are in the tournament. And I think you should have a female battle rapper on it. So this is what I would do. I would do like, let's say an E-Hart. Now I'm just giving an example, so fucking relax. I would do like an E-Hart, get E-Hart on it. I would go get a guy like or Shadi Horror, one of them from Europe, because I think that's key to have someone overseas. So being that URL don't really mess with league owners in America, right? Why not get one of them from Europe? You get a female battle rapper, one from Europe. Go get a guy like who isn't so active, who's still around the culture but isn't so active. So maybe getting a guy like Goods to judge the battle, right? So you have a female battle rapper, a male battle rapper, a league owner from overseas, right? A media member. Let's just say it'll never happen. Let's get DME on it. That'll never happen. But let's just say you go and you get somebody like that, right? And then what else I said? Yeah, you get the four. Let's say you want to get a fifth judge. You know what I mean? You want to get a fifth judge. You can get somebody like a Poison Pen or a Sarah Connor, who, matter of fact, I'll give you the perfect person who you put direct. Matter of fact, if you want to put direct in the media member spot, that's a dope thing too. And you still have that spot open to get somebody like a Poison Pen. You know what I'm saying? But personally, the way I see it, it might be better off if you only break it down to 3 judges. You know what I'm saying? Get a male battle rapper, a female battle rapper, and a league owner or something like that, or you know, yeah. But I would suggest somebody overseas, because it's just a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I think they should go about it. They not gonna listen to me. I ain't nobody to them. You know, in battle rap, I ain't nobody. So they're not gonna consider any of that. But when you think about it, man, it might give a drastic improvement to the judging. All right, before we get out of here, man, let me read some of these comments, and we'll see what's up. Ace needs to do a small league tour. Not gonna lie, he had the star power till he ran into Snake Eyes. That's what Swamp did him worse. Tony Bro was cool. We got 2 people say Tony Bro was cool. Antonio Brofist, that's 3rd person. You need an OG battle rapper like a Swave or a Lux. I could see that. Caps would be a great judge. No, the fuck he wouldn't. Stop it. No, the fuck he wouldn't. But I do believe they should rotate judges, bringing a new panel every tournament. That's how I feel about it. Arsenal and E Hart will make a great judge, possibly. Vodafly, fuck no, fuck no. We don't know who we get. Vodafly, Kenny Lewis to judge. Rome DMV, you's a funny motherfucker. Rome would get beat up. Nobody, they would beat him up. Yo. You should have judges with strong ties to URL. See, Dell, here's my thing. I see your point, and that's what I'm saying. What you could do with the female battle rapper, the male battle rapper, and then someone like a Poison Pen or something like that. Battle rap trap, salute, Di. I feel like you can. I feel like you can do that. You could bring in somebody like that. The thing is, you can't bring in somebody who has such strong ties to URL that they need the guy, other people involved to keep their content going. You understand? If you get somebody close to URL, like I said, like a Poison Pen or something, Poison Pen content or whatever isn't reliant on being able to get interviews or being able to get guys on the show. He doesn't have to have these special relations, even though he does with Team Hami. But these Team Hami guys aren't on this in this tournament. So what I'm saying is he has a strong tie to URL. I don't know if they're on good terms. I don't want to start no shit. I just know I seen an interview one day, and I wasn't too sure if they were on good terms. But let's just say they are. A Poison Pen or Sarah Connor, I think, is perfect because they have a relationship with URL. They've been around the culture. They've been here from the beginning. They're one of the forefathers. People look at Smack like the godfather of battle rap. That's your opinion. There's people who look at Sarah Connor like the godmother of female battle rap. It's hard not to argue. Listen, you got to remember, there was a time where just as much as you saw Smack on the camera, you saw Poison Pen and Sarah Connor. D-Rec, wasn't D-Rec the one, I don't know if he's the one who popularized it or the one that created Grind Time. How does D-Rec now have a spot? Now, I'm not saying they never asked D-Rec. Maybe they asked him, he said no, because schedule-wise it didn't work out for him. I'm saying this time around, try to get one of these guys, man. And I strongly feel like we need somebody from overseas. It's just a whole other perspective. It's a whole other perspective. And it'll fill that spot of getting a league owner who you don't have issues with. They don't have issues with They don't have issues with Shadi Harvard that I know of. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'll be the best way to work that out. Other than that, that is what it is. Again, overall, Ace, you got to do better. Ace, you got to do better. You just have to. This type of shit can't keep happening. Fawns, congratulations. Jada Nightwing, congratulations. I can't wait to see them two guys show up. And hopefully they got $75,000 worth of material. Again, the battle's worth $25,000, but every one of your rounds have to be worth $25,000 in order to win this and become the star that you're trying to be. Right? You don't want to just win the battle by default. You want to convincingly win this battle. Swamp, they got to push Swamp. They have to push him, man. It's just a smart move. Smart move. You gotta push Swamp. And these other guys who not only are not choking, but these guys who are showing up here and creating all kind of fucking unnecessary problems, you gotta sit them down. Sit them down for an event or two. If there was a bare minimum, then your bare minimum should be sitting them down for an event or two. That's it. Anyway, salute to everybody. Thank you all for rocking with me, especially early in the morning. Only up to I can't be having a hard time sleeping, so that's why lately I've been going live early in the morning. Salute to everybody in the chat. Darian, Vituel, my brother Rock Marciano. I don't know if D.I. still in here, but salute to D.I., Melman. I don't know if there's anybody else in here I forgot. Please forgive me. I'm saluting you all right? Have a blessed day, man. Salute Del Diddy. Salute.